routine. It's my hair. I look real bright and crazy. Okay, that's just gonna have to do.
Peace, everyone. Welcome to my channel. I'm Crystal Divine Queen. This is Evolving Into Her. I just picked up the camera today. I don't have anything planned. I don't know what I'm about to say, how much I'm going to share. I just know that I feel inspired to pick up the camera and speak about where I am at in life right now, where I'm at in my journey of learning and growing and healing. And I hope that this won't be an hour-long video. I got my tea. I got a roll of tissue, honey, because I feel the tears. Already. Whew. Okay, hold it together, Crystal. Hold it together. I am a rising Cancer. If you don't know about astrology, then you probably don't know what the heck I'm talking about. But I am just so emotional. I am becoming such an emotionally sensitive woman. And it's beautiful and extremely uncomfortable because naturally, or maybe even just previously in my life experiences, I have not been such a crybaby. So let's just jump right into it. I haven't posted a video on this channel since January. For those of you who are subscribed and who have kept up with my channel, you know Evolving Into Her is about my journey of evolving into the woman that I see in my mind vibrating at her highest vibration during her experience, her human experience. I've declared that that's what this channel was going to be about, that that's what I was going to focus on in life, and I made it my goal to eliminate anything that distracted me from that. You know, one day I just got real honest with myself about how unhappy I was with my life. In that honesty, I made the decision to do whatever it takes to change because life is just so short. I don't know how much time I have left, but I want to be happy. I don't want to be living a life where I'm just settling and I'm just cruising by and all my time is running out. Hopefully, I don't sound crazy. Last time I uploaded a video where I was at in my journey of evolving into her was back in January. I uploaded like 3 videos, I believe, where I was just saying, you know, okay, you guys, these are the things I'm gonna focus on. So when springtime comes, I can just pop out in the spring and be this newer version of myself that I could be happy and satisfied with, and you know, just all these things I was going to do. And life had other plans for me. The major thing was I was on a weight loss journey. I wanted to get down to 120 pounds. I felt like if I could get to 120 pounds, I could look in the mirror and be satisfied with my body. And at that time, I was at 140 pounds. And let me tell you something, I'm still at 140 pounds. I'm still at 140 pounds. Since then, I did try to do another detox because most of the weight that I have lost was from doing detoxes. That did not work out in my favor. I did a detox called Thyself, and I did it right and I did it correctly and it worked. I was using the bathroom and eliminating waste, but I did not lose any weight. Like, I didn't lose any weight. And so I just felt like, okay, maybe I've eliminated the waste out of my body. Maybe I'm detoxed enough right now. Since January, I've been eating clean and either I was trying to eat a calorie deficient diet or eat one meal a day, meal prep. You know, I have been doing all those things all February, all March, just trying to find my rhythm, just trying to figure out how to lose another 20 pounds, and nothing worked. Like, the systems worked, but no results came from it that I was looking to come out of it, if that makes sense. Pretty much, just to sum it all up, y'all, everything that I said in January when I made those 3 videos about things I'm going to do to get my body right, to level up my life, and you know, all that stuff, I did all those things, but they didn't turn out how I thought they were going to turn out. And I have been meaning to record a video on this channel for so long now. I can't tell you how many times I sat down with my notebook and just wrote out videos and content, just topics and things to talk about. Never sat down and actually recorded. Like, today is the first moment since January that I was like, let me pick up the camera and just record. Let me just record. Today's April 19th, 2023. Spring is upon us, and what I thought my life was going to be like now, in this time, it is not like that at all. Something else that I wanted to share with you guys way back earlier in the year that I never, you know, got the opportunity to, because I never felt compelled to pick up the camera and record, was that I had planned on quitting my job in April 1st. There's a video that I posted maybe a year ago where I said I quit being a braider. And in that video, I said, you know, I also had another job where I was working in like a franchise shop cutting hair, and that was going to be next. And I was really going to quit being a cosmetologist, because even though I'm really good at what I do, I make good money at it. It's been how I've supported myself and my children since I was 21 years old, over a decade of my life. It didn't bring me happiness. It was one of the things that made me unhappy in life. I didn't enjoy doing hair for a living. So I decided that I was gonna quit in April 1st. For some reason, Source just kept popping in that day in my head. And even when I got scared and tried to talk myself out of it, or push the date back, or further along in the year, I just kept getting signs like, quit the job April 1st, quit the job April 1st. And so it was so scary, because I didn't know what I was going to do on April 2nd. I didn't know what my life was going to look like. Was I going to have a job? Was I not? Just what was it going to be? But I kept the faith. I just kept the faith, and I just jumped out on a leap of faith. And April 1st was my last day working at Sport Clips. That was the name of the place I worked at, Sport Clips. And I had a plan. I did eventually come up with a plan, but you know, God had his own plan. Things turned out a completely different way. It was stressful. It was scary. It was uncomfortable. It was exciting. I was so excited at the same time. Like, I just felt a multitude of feelings the entire time. And today I'm at a place where like the storm has settled, the seas are calm. I guess now I'm just ready to pick up the camera and record and get back into the groove of evolving into her and sharing that journey with you all. I had to let go of the parts of me that wanted to literally document and record every step of the way, because I wanted my channel to show like the mud and the grit and all of that, because I felt like people don't share that part when they, you know, have a YouTube channel or just be on social media sharing parts of their life. You rarely get to see that part, and I really wanted to share that. But truth of the matter is, baby, when you are going through it, when you are in the thick of it, the last thing you want to do is pick up the camera and talk about it and share about it. that's like the last thing that was on my mind, because I'm trying to muster all my energy up so I can get up out of bed and do what I gotta do today, let alone get all dolled up and pretty for the camera and set up ring lights and, you know, just all this stuff.
I apologize if I'm rambling. Like I said, this is just an impromptu video, and I just felt inspired to pick up the camera and record and just talk about where I'm at in life right now.
So eventually I got to a point where I was like, okay, maybe I don't need a detox anymore. Maybe I don't even need to lose another 20 pounds to be comfortable in my skin and be happy with my body anymore. Maybe I just need to start toning my body up and start working out. And so I worked on getting comfortable and consistent with working out. And right now I'm at the point where I work out every other day. That was never a plan. That was never an idea in my mind, like, okay, this is the schedule or routine that I'm gonna do. It's just what happened. I woke up and worked out one day, and then I didn't the next. And the next day I was like, all right, Crystal, get up, work out. And then the next day I rested. And it's just been going like that now. It hasn't been long enough to really see drastic results, but I'm happy to be working out. It really feels good. I am pushing myself more and more each session to work out longer and to work out more harder and more intense. Like, finally working out is becoming a therapeutic release for me. And I love that for me. I really, really do. As far as my diet goes, I don't have anything set up, y'all. Like, for a while now, I was just like, I gotta eat a certain way and I gotta do this and I gotta do that. And nowadays, I am doing my best to build a healthy and positive and satisfying relationship with food. I don't want to deprive myself of things I want to eat, but I want to be cautious of the things that I eat as well. I want to be aware of moderation, and I want to also make sure that I'm giving my body everything that I want to give, or everything that it needs. I'm just going with the flow, but being mindful and intentional, more than anything, just intentional with what I eat, because I'm becoming more and more satisfied with my body when I look in the mirror. And I've realized I don't want to lose another 20 pounds. What I want to do is just focus on my gut. And something else that I'm pretty sure I'm going to invest in is getting my gut tested, because I'm comfortable with everything on my body, like the size, the proportion of it. I'm happy with it. It looks good to me. I feel good in it. It's just my stomach. It still seems bloated. I feel like Source has been directing me and telling me in different ways, sending me little signs to focus more on my health and not worry so much about losing weight, just being healthy. Yeah. So here I am, deep into April. We got about 2 weeks left and I quit my job. I'm not working anywhere. And what I did was I took my income tax, my refund check, and my original plan was to give myself a break for 2 months, you know, pay my bills up. You know, I came up with a budget and everything, and I was gonna give myself a break for 2 months and just figure out what was gonna be next for me, because I knew I wasn't gonna do hair anymore. I had a truck at the time that needed to be fixed and needed to be repaired. What seemed like a minor, but you know, pricey expense. I was like, okay, when tax time come, I'll get my truck fixed. I'll be able to have a car to get from here to point B. I got a solid budget. Bills will be paid. I can enjoy, you know, April and May. That didn't turn out the way it was supposed to. I put the car in the shop and, you know, got it fixed and got back on the road, and it was driving so beautiful. And then a week later, the same exact problem started happening again. So I had to put it back in the shop and get it fixed again. There was something else that needed to be fixed. And I got the car back, y'all. And about a week later, something else happened. And at this point, I've already spent a couple of $1,000s, okay, to get my truck repaired. In my mind, I wanted to, because my truck was newer, more electrical, I couldn't just take it to the mechanic down the street. So, you know, I took it somewhere where, you know, I could have a guarantee or warranty or whatever. Just trying to, you know, do things right for the longevity. And like I said, it was just, I get one thing fixed, it's something else. I get one thing fixed and it's something else. And that last time that it, you know, broke down on me, that was going to cost another couple $1,000s. And this is all coming from my tax money, y'all. Mind you, I didn't have any money saved up from working, none. So I was literally just relying on my tax money to give me a break from having to work for a couple months and to get my truck on the road. And the truck part wasn't working out. And now I'm down to, if I get the truck fixed, I won't be able to pay the bills and have the sabbatical that I really felt I needed to give myself, because I had no idea what I was going to do next. Get another job and like customer service, work from home. Like, that's the only other thing I've ever done besides be a hairstylist. I had to make the decision to just let my truck go. That was hard for me. I loved that truck. I really, really did. I took so many trips. It was a perfect size for my family. When I got that truck, it was really a manifestation. I really was intentional about what I wanted, what features I wanted it to have. It's the first time that I ever got what I wanted when it came to a car. All the other times I've had a car, I just got what I could get. But this time, I was deliberate, I was intentional with the type of vehicle that I wanted. And God sent it to me and I got it. And it wasn't perfect, but it was perfect for me. Knowing that I had just invested thousands of dollars into it and it wasn't enough was a hard pill to swallow. I remember feeling like just another day in the life of being a strong Black woman that I don't want to be. I can't get a break. Even when I strategically plan it out, I still can't get a break. But I was so wrong. I was so wrong. And I forgot where I was at energetically in life. Energetically in life, I'm in a personal year of 9. Energetically in life, we are all collectively in a universal year of 7. 7 has to do with going inward, and 9 has to do with the ending of cycles. And I forgot where I was at. I forgot where I was at. I forgot that coming into the new year, I had told God, you know, I'm ready to let go of whatever it is I need to let go of this year, this 9 year for me, so that next year I can really embark in a new epicycle. Because next year it'll be a 1 year. And if you don't know about numerology, I'm sorry if everything I'm saying is going over your head, but that's what I'm referencing right now, numerology. I was fighting so hard to hold on to this materialistic thing, not realizing that source is telling me that you gotta let go of this too. I'm gonna have to let go of some things that I wanna let go of, for example, like being a cosmetologist, but I'm also gonna have to let go of some things that I didn't quite wanna let go of. So in the midst of confusion, I asked God. I remember I woke up at 5 o'clock in the morning, not on purpose, just my body woke up. And the first thing on my mind was my car. Like, what am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? Because, Y'all, I got the car out the shop and the car was working fine. And it was just like, are you kidding me? Like, was it ever even messed up? Like, what? But there was still a fear every time I drove it. Like, is it gonna break down at any moment? Like, what's going on here? So anyways, I woke up at like 5 o'clock in the morning, and the first thing on my mind was the car. Like, I'm just laying in bed thinking about this car. What am I gonna do? I ain't gonna have a car. This wasn't in my plans, you know. Something spoke to me and said, sell the car. Put the car on Craigslist, put the car offer up. And when I tell y'all, within 30, 45 minutes, somebody hit me up. I was like, hey, I wanna buy it. And that whole day, I was just kind of back and forth, like, how much do I sell it for? Do I sell it for this? No, it's worth more. Let me take better pictures of it so I can showcase the value. Do I tell the people what's really wrong with it? It was a lot that day. And I found a buyer, the same buyer, and he gave me a number that I was satisfied with. I told him he could come and get it. And then I froze up and I was like, I got second thoughts. And then I talked to one of my best friends, and it was at that moment that I was reminded of where I was at energetically in life, and that I needed to let go, and that I asked for a sign, and I was deliberately ignoring the signs that was being sent to me from God. And I called the man back and I said, let's do it. And so sold the car, got the money. All of this happened in one day, y'all. From waking up early in the morning and receiving that thought to put the car up, I sold it by the end of the day. And I know I made the right decision. One, because I ended up finding out like the problems with the car were still there. It just was running right temporarily. But I felt good because he knew about the issues. You know, I didn't feel like I was scamming somebody. I felt like I handled it with integrity, and I got the dollar amount that I needed. And after all of that settled, I sat down at my computer desk and I calculated all the money I had left over from my tax refund, plus the money I just got from buying the car, and then I ended up getting like my final paycheck too. I calculated all my money and I budgeted everything out. And another reason why I know I made the right decision by letting something go was after I budgeted my money, I was able to afford to pay my bills all the way up until September. So now my sabbatical isn't going to be 2 months, which at one point I was just grateful to have 2 months, but I felt like 2 months was just gonna fly by. How am I gonna find myself in 2 months? How am I gonna find out what it is that I'm gonna do now in just 2 months? Here we are, April is flying by. So now I have pretty much all of spring and summer to figure out what's next for me and maintain my lifestyle, maintain, you know, just being able to take care of my children. Not only are the bills paid, the budgets are set. Long story short, I don't have to worry about money. I don't have to worry about money right now. Sometimes your world will fall apart. Your plans will come crashing down so that things can fall into place. I have a set of affirmations that I say to myself. I try to say it every day. And a couple of them are all is aligned. Everything is always working out in my favor. Even if I lose, I win. Even if it's bad, it's good for me. And I took some losses, but in the end, I still won. You know, I had some things that I considered bad happen to me, but it was still good for me in the end. Everything worked out in my favor and all is aligned. And now I'm just filled with so much peace and serenity and happiness and gratitude. And I'm eager and excited to just dive into me, this new evolving version of her, of me. I'm still in my season of isolation though. It's very much, even though it's springtime and the sun is getting out and you know, everybody collectively is just in that energy of let's pop out, let's have a good time. I'm still in my season of isolation. I'm still very much in my season of cultivation. So there won't be a whole lot of popping out for me. It's going to be a whole lot of just going deeper and deeper, more inward for me. That's all I can say to describe it, because I don't know what's next. I have no idea what's next. I just know that Source has taken care of the groundwork, and whatever's next, I can embark in it without worrying about how I'm going to maintain my lifestyle or how I'm going to provide for my children. And that's where I'm at right now, energetically in life, on my journey of evolving into her. Another one of my affirmations. I am transforming myself, my health, and my life. And that affirmation right there can sum up how I feel right now. I'm in a season of transformation. I'm finally coming out of my Saturn's return, which is in reference to astrology. Again, if you don't know about astrology or Saturn's return, I'm sorry if this goes over your head. If you do, you know what I'm talking about. Sometimes your Saturn's return can last until like 33, and I'll be 34 this year, and I finally feel like I'm coming out of it. I'm coming out of it, and I'm really growing. I really have changed. I really am different, and I really am freeing myself from the old parts of me in so many ways. That could be a totally different video. But I'm gonna wrap this one up, y'all. Kudos to me for making it through this video without crying and bawling my eyes out and just saying what I needed to say and just sharing it. I look forward to editing this video and putting it out there for the world, and I hope that you guys can resonate with it, and I hope it leaves you feeling inspired and motivated to just take a leap of faith and to trust in you and to do whatever it takes to become more stronger and more confident in your potential, because you are powerful. You can have the lifestyle that you truly desire. I don't know, this is my vision board. For the past 9 years, I've been making a vision board every year. And coming into this new year, I said, I'm gonna make my final vision board. And this is it. I might zoom in the pictures so y'all can see. I was very intentional with the pictures that I picked on my board, but I'm chasing a life of fulfillment. I just want to be fulfilled, and I want to be satisfied. I want to be happy. I don't want to feel like I'm settling anymore. And so this is what that looks like for me. Just me. This is what it looks like for me. And this morning, I woke up today and I prayed, and I said, you know, for once I'm not praying because I'm stressed out and I'm at the verge of a mental breakdown. I'm praying today to only ask to build a stronger relationship with God, with Source, with the Creator. I prayed that prayer this morning because I know that this life of fulfillment isn't attainable without Source, without God, without the Creator, whomever you call it. Your life of fulfillment is not possible without it. So I want to build a stronger relationship with my God so that I can live a life filled with fulfillment. And this is just my idea of what it looks like. I'm remaining open to the reality that my fulfillment may look different than this. I don't care, as long as I feel fulfilled. Anyways, I don't even have no idea how long this video is, but I'm gonna end it right here. Thank you guys so much for tuning into my video. I hope that you like it, and if you do, hit the thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you are not already. I'm not even going to make promises on how often or when my next video is going to be, because I am literally just in a state of surrendering right now, and yeah, just discovering what's next for me. But I do think that, you know, my next video will be a lot sooner than later. So thank you again for tuning into this video, and if you made it all the way to the end, I love you, I love you, I love you for that, and I'm so grateful. And just put a green heart, because I want to know if someone was able to make it through the end of this unorganized, chaotic, beautifully, divinely guided video. Thank you so much.